to GOlive TV, the future in your hands. The only multicultural IPTV station that brings communities together. Over 2.7 million people have already watched. GOlive TV, anytime, anywhere.
Hi, my name is Michelle Minot. Welcome to Biz and Breakfast with Michelle. The next 45 minutes can seriously change your life. I'm going to show you how to make strong financial decisions that can impact your future and change it for the better. Hello, welcome to Biz and Breakfast with Michelle. I'm your host, Michelle Minot. And if you're a bit of a foodie and you love to talk business and finance over a great meal, you're in the right place. But before we get started, I just want to wish happy Thanksgiving to our friends and family in the US who, as of today, are celebrating a long weekend of festivities. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We have a great lineup of guests today. Our first guest is Chef Owen Mitchell. He comes to us from Oops Catering Service. He's going to be preparing our breakfast this morning. Our second set of guests are two young ladies from Youth Taking Flight, Hannah and Sahar Nasrawi, and they're going to be talking about their great organization and the impact they're having within their community. So let's get started with our first guest. Welcome, Owen Mitchell. Hello. Welcome, welcome. So, tell me about your organization. Oops is such a great name. Like, I just love that name. Tell me about it.
First and foremost, I have to say, many people say it's oops, but it's oops.
Okay.
So it creates a different kind of atmosphere.
Right.
A joy, everything that is involved. Because whenever
nice.
I correct people and tell them the right name itself and how to pronounce it and everything, they just start smiling.
Oh, really nice. And how did you get started in catering?
Oh, I've been cooking for about 33 years or so. Mm-hmm. And I've done it all, working banquet halls, working in hotel kitchens and everything else. So, you know, I just decided to do it on my own.
Mm-hmm. And so do you specialize in a specific cuisine?
Now, yes. You know, Jamaican cuisine with a flair of international.
Okay.
You know, I mix it up a little bit, but I can pretty much do whatever is asked of me.
Okay, really nice. I've tasted some of your cooking. It's absolutely delicious.
Good to know.
That's exactly right. You catered an event that I had. It was really amazing. And you know, I really like how you put things together in individual servings, especially some of the things you did. The kids just loved. I couldn't believe. A lot of times you have kids, they don't like certain things on the menu, but they ate everything.
That's so beautiful to hear.
Absolutely.
Help me to live another day or to cook another day.
That's right. And so do you have anything that you specialize in, like a particular thing you love to cook?
Not necessarily, right? But I like to try different stuff.
Okay.
Because I was birthed, so to speak, into the international cuisine. I like to use the international flavors to complement the Jamaican cuisine.
Very nice.
And mix it and everything. So you got to look out, because I'm coming with a jerk fettuccine pasta soon.
Oh, very nice. I love that. And you also minister. And I had the pleasure of sitting under your ministry, and I was so touched. Tell me about that.
No, my heart is really warm.
Yeah.
Because of, you know, talking about Christ Jesus.
That's right.
You know, because he is the game changer in my life. So with him, I can exceed any and anything. So the ministry itself, right now we're just dedicated to giving back to the needy and the poor and just giving them a word of encouragement. You know, whatever the Lord places on our heart, we go and we deliver. Food, anything.
I know that you do a street ministry as well. So you do a street ministry every other Wednesday downtown Toronto.
And it is going good, I must say. And every Wednesday that I get the opportunity to go down there, it has always been a blessing. You always see something that you have never experienced. And with that experience, the Lord continues to teach me. Teach me about the gospel. Teach me about the love of Christ Jesus.
Right.
So that's my life.
That's right. You know, I was watching a testimony one time of someone who spoke all over the world. He was in demand around the world, and he had such a busy schedule, and he gave his heart to the Lord. And he said the Lord spoke to him and said, "Your purpose is to be loved." And that just touched my heart so much, because to think that our purpose here on earth is just to be loved. So it takes away all of the striving, all of the internal turmoil. You know, sometimes people ask themselves, why am I here? What is my purpose? But to understand that your purpose here is just to be loved by our Heavenly Father is just, I don't know, it's just touching to me.
It's amazing that you say that, because God is love.
That's right.
But as we receive the love from Christ Jesus, we are able to let it out onto others we come in contact with.
That's right.
And I really don't think we as Christians understand real love. I really don't think we understand what is real love.
Right.
And what love actually entails. And I actually learned it the hard way by going downtown.
Yes.
And having to love, so to speak, the unlovely.
Right. That's right. That's really touching. And so I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to let you head off to the kitchen. So tell our audience what you're preparing for us this morning.
I would love to say a surprise, but no. We have a tortilla-wrapped jerk chicken omelet.
Wow. Oh, that sounds amazing.
With I'm serving it with a pineapple compote.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay. Well, that sounds amazing. So we're going to take a quick break. After we come back, we're going to be sitting down with Hannah and Sahar Nasrawi from Youth Taking Flight. So we'll be right back. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional and reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional and reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional and reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional and reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Are you looking? Welcome back to Biz and Breakfast with Michelle, and I'm joined by two lovely ladies, Hannah Nasrawi and Sahar Nasrawi. They come to us from Youth Taking Flight. Welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And so tell me about Youth Taking Flight.
Well, Youth Taking Flight is a grassroots organization. We specialize in aerospace and aviation. It's generally geared towards at-risk youth. Our goal is really to reach the people and the youth that haven't been reached, and that's really our goal and our mission.
Okay, and what do you do in Youth Taking Flight? What are your respective positions?
So I'm the program director. Basically, I oversee all the programs that go on within our organization, and make sure that everything's taken care of for the kids and in the background.
Okay.
I'm the president. I do a lot of overseeing, also program managing, and just like creating fun activities for the youth when we do have programs is really essential, keeping them engaged, kind of focusing on the small things and the grand scheme of things.
And you're actually the owners of the corporation, let me say that. So what ages do you cater to?
So right now, we cater to the ages of 12 to 24, and we're just focused on helping them throughout their youth life. And
Okay. And so tell me, what are some things that you do in the program? How do you engage the kids?
So the main thing of our program is to help kids who are interested in aviation and aerospace. But we still want to make it fun. So we start off like a normal summer camp and integrate STEM-related activities focusing on aerospace and aviation. And then we also have some pilots that come in and teach them how to fly planes on the simulators, and also teach them the backgrounds of the planes, how the plane works, and yeah.
Okay, and so you're actually teaching them how to fly a plane. Let me get that straight. And so the kids must love this. How do they respond?
It's really exciting, especially on our fly days. I think that having that really helps. It's like a really good summary of all of the learning when at the end of the program, the kids actually get to physically fly a plane with the aid of a trained pilot. I think that it's really exciting, it's really engaging, it's one of the highlights of the program, it's what keeps the youth coming back, and it's a really great part.
That's excellent. And so when we were talking backstage, you mentioned to me that a survey was done in the beginning of your program, an independent survey, and it really impacted how you carried out business. Explain that to me.
So we do a survey at the end of each session, and we talk about, we just ask general questions, how they enjoyed the program, was there anything they would like to change? And one thing that we always pride ourselves on doing is providing some type of snack, sometimes lunch, and a lot of the kids love it. It's probably the highlight of the camp for them, is just being able to have an abundance amount of snacks. And during the survey, one of the questions was, do you find that you have enough food at home to bring to camp? And about 40% of the kids in the program answered that question no. So we've made it like a priority to always have something in our facility to be able to feed them. If they can't bring their own full lunch, we at least provide them with like bagels, fruits, snacks, little things that they can just snack on throughout the day.
Okay, so that must have really touched your hearts, because, you know, to hear that participants in your program did not have food, you know, do you think that that's a pervasive problem in the communities that you service?
I think it's actually a huge problem, and I think it often goes overlooked. Like, even coming out of school ourselves, like, we see that there are programs in place for people to get snacks, but there are no programs in place for people to get lunch, for example. So I think that it's a really huge and overlooked program, not only in our community, but just like nationwide. I think that a lot of youth go to school hungry, and I think it's a huge problem, and it should be addressed way more often.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. The other thing I heard is that Youth Taking Flight is expanding to include digital literacy. You can help me here. Digital literacy, mental wellness, and anything else that you're expanding to?
So we are expanding to include some aspects of digital literacy and mental wellness. I myself am in social work, so I want to bring an aspect of mental wellness into our program to where we can talk about the issues they may be facing within their own personal life and figure out ways we can help them on overcoming those issues.
Also, job readiness. I think it's a really crucial thing to integrate in our program because there aren't many programs in place as of right now that I've experienced that actually prepare you for the workforce and will give you relevant experience that you can actually put down on a resume. So I think job readiness is really crucial, and I'm really happy that we're also integrating that in our program.
Okay, that's excellent. I'm so excited. And so what would you like to see, what would you like to achieve ultimately with the program that you're offering?
I think our main goal is to be able, we focus mainly on at-risk youth, so I feel like our main goal is to bring education in a higher level to youth that may not have it so readily available for them. So being able to let them learn how to fly a plane, maybe something that they can't easily access, and making it easy accessible can create so many more opportunities for them and get them out of a really tough place that they may already be in their home life.
Also, building connections with the youth that we have in our program is also something that we take very seriously. It's something extremely important to us because we find that at the beginning of the camp, it's really easy for some of the participants to just be in their shell, be very isolated because we don't necessarily know what their home life is like, certain things that they've been through. So honestly, just teaching the kids how to seriously build connections keeps them coming back, and I think it's a really crucial part of our program.
And do you have girls? Do you involve girls in your program? I know, when you talk about pilots and aviation and aerospace, it's like a really male-dominated field. Do you have girls in your program as well?
Yeah, we when we first started, we didn't have an abundance amount of females within our program, but within the last, I want to say 3 years, we have seen an increase in the amount of females that have joined within our program. And I feel like we want to see more. Every girl that comes in succeeds incredibly and has the best time regardless of it being a male-dominated field. They still find themselves being able to fit in and being able to express themselves and understanding completely well.
Okay. And so if I were a parent, how would I get in touch with you? Like, what do I need to do to get my child involved? And what if I can't necessarily afford to pay for involvement? And how much do you charge, actually?
So within our program, it's very easy to find us. If you want to go on Google and search Youth Taking Flight, or simply just put in Google youthtakingflight.com, you can find us right there. We're also available on Instagram for Youth Taking YTF programs, and our Gmail is programs.ytf if you wanted to reach out on there. And our program is we are very flexible within it. There are many times we have people that come to us and explain that they cannot afford it. Our program is $100, and we will find any means possible to be able to help them in any possible way that we can.
Okay. And so tell me a bit about yourselves personally.
Well, currently I'm in school for nursing. It's something that's extremely important to me, just being able to help people. I think that being a nurse, it really allows me to do that. And yeah.
And myself, I'm in school for social work. I like being able to speak with people, and especially youth, and being able to help them in ways that not usually adults can't, in a sense. Being able to understand where they're coming from, experiencing certain things myself. Yeah.
And so what are the major aspects of the Youth Taking Flight program that you think kids particularly enjoy?
I think being able to communicate and ask questions with real pilots, I think it's a really important part of our program, and it's also kind of like an interesting part because you get to learn about simulators, you get to learn about aerospace, you get to do a lot of activities, but then you also get to engage with real life pilots. I find that when we open discussions for people to ask questions, they're asking questions that aren't answered in school. And I think that that's really important because it's easy to go on Google, but it's so much more real when you get to communicate with somebody who's actually in that field.
That's true.
So I think having that aspect really keeps people coming back.
Okay. And what do you think?
I think it also allows them to look up to someone. So we have certain participants that are so engaged with certain pilots and genuinely look up to them as a role model and see themselves within them, being as majority of the pilots that do come in are like from visible minorities, and our programs are based, our participants are based off of racialized youth, so they can genuinely look at a pilot and see themselves within that pilot and imagine themselves possibly in the future being that person.
And so you talk about racialized youth. Do you make an effort to make sure that those facilitators or those instructors you bring in are representative of the youth in the program?
We actually have an extremely diverse set of pilots that come in, and also team leaders, camp leaders. We try and keep things really diverse, and we think that it's really important to have representation of racialized people. I think, like Hannah mentioned, like it's really important to have somebody to look up to that looks like you.
That's right.
So I think that being able to have a diverse team kind of helps participants have someone to relate to. When it comes to culture, like it's really easy to relate with some of the participants because they're Jamaican or they're Arab or they're this. And I think that that's a really like fun thing to see and a really exciting thing to see in our program.
Okay. And what is it about youth taking flight that you think is special? And why do you think that parents and youth should get involved?
I think personally that it's such a special program because there's not many programs out there like this, if any. We really pride ourselves on not just educating, but connecting with our participants and making sure we make long-lasting impacts on who they are, like, and understanding who they are. There are people that I have on my social medias to this day because we've created such a close connection. After they graduate, we have a participant that for the last 5 years has come back to be with us because he enjoys the program so much. So making a connection with not only the participants, but also the families. We want to know who they are, how their home life is, who their siblings are, just really get to know who they are as people, and also being able to bring in such a profound amount of education into their life.
I think also, just to piggyback off of that, is seeing them grow. Like, I think that we see them in the first session, they're really young, sometimes literally the ages of 12. And then we're seeing them now go into middle school and high school, and now they want to be volunteers. And after they've been volunteers, they want to be leaders. And I think that seeing that progression, it's like so exciting because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I remember when you were 12. And they're coming back, and it's like they want to come back and they want to be more involved, and now they want to teach kids younger than them. So I think like that mentorship that kind of evolves, it's so important.
And so what are some of the challenges you guys have had to face over the years?
I genuinely feel like some of the challenges that we, like, that's a really tough question, but some of the challenges that we've had to face was honestly just making sure, like, especially within the first session, like the first year of us doing this, understanding exactly what we wanted out of this program. Obviously, we had an outline of what we wanted the program to be, but once we started experiencing it and seeing where we want to take this program and kind of navigating throughout the world on who we want to bring in, who we don't want to be a part of it anymore, what else we want to do with our program was probably the most difficult thing. And honestly, building those connections with the kids, because the kids don't know who we are when we first start, and genuinely finding out who these kids are, breaking them out of their shell was probably the most challenging thing for us.
And have you had difficult situations with students, or in terms of, let's say, things like mental wellness? Do you have kids that struggle with those things?
Yeah, like we've had tons of kids come into our programs with different needs. And specifically, I remember we had one student who really struggled with social anxiety, and they had a really difficult time communicating with others and just being able to express themselves and their ideas, even though they had really great ideas. And I remember Hannah literally partnered with this person for a challenge that we had, and they ended up winning the challenge. So I think that sometimes it just takes like partnership. Sometimes it just takes encouragement to really get that person out of their shell. And even though they have this extremely tough time with social anxiety, they were able to ease that because we were there to support them.
And in terms of the wellness component that you have planned for the upcoming programs. How do you want to structure that, and how essential is that?
I personally, coming from a background of social work, feel like it's probably one of the most important things. Having a sound mind is so important to be able to continue in a workforce and to pursue a higher level of education. If you're not mentally well, it's harder to become physically well and push yourself throughout that. So we're still in the beginning phase of it, and we're still working towards building it up and completely getting a complete understanding of what we want to do. But I know for a fact I want to focus on how to mentally prepare yourself into moving into different fields. We're gaining your confidence in what you're doing and gaining confidence within your personal self.
I know that you service the West End of Toronto largely, but where do the participants generally come from?
I think that we've had in the past years participants come from all over Ontario. Wow. We've had people come from Brampton, Scarborough. I think the farthest was something like Whitby. And I think that it was so wild to me because people enjoyed the program so much and their parents wanted to be a part of the program so much that they would actually drive their kids every single morning. Wow. And I think that that's not easy. And when you put it into perspective, it's you see how much the parents want their kids to be a part of our program. And that's how important it is to them. And they see that it can be life-changing, and they see how it can really impact their lives in a positive way. So they're willing to make the commute.
Okay. And so you girls are fairly young. Do you have any struggles with the program with regards to the organization being as young as you are?
I feel like at the beginning it was very tough to be seen as someone in in a position of leadership. When I started off, I was freshly 17, and I had people that were working under me that were twice my age, triple times my age. It was very difficult to get that level of respect, but it was something that I personally just had to demand and understand that in the position I am, I deserve that respect, and it was something I had to step out of my comfort zone and push the level, show everyone that I'm in this position for a reason.
Okay, and how about you? What do you think?
I think that I agree with Hannah completely. I think that being so young, I think when I started the program, I was 15, 14, 15. So I think that it was really hard for me, and it really kind of showed me how to come out of my shell, because I also struggled with anxiety and I struggled with kind of asserting myself. And I think that having this experience really taught me how to communicate effectively and communicate my ideas effectively. Okay. Because I think that when everyone's sitting at a table, it's really easy to get shut out. And it really taught me the importance of speaking up, because not everyone knows what you're thinking.
That's right. And so do you find that being a young person running this organization, do you find that you can relate better to the young people in the program?
Most definitely. Being as we're originally from the West End, we have times where we have kids who come in from our area and we'll be able to be oh, I went to this middle school. And we can relate with that, either being from that middle school or knowing about that middle school. And I feel like that builds a very strong bond. We aren't far off in age with a lot of them, within 5 years majority of the time. So we understand what's going on. Being able to keep in contact through social media, Snapchat, Instagram, I think limits the kind of blurs the line to a degree that we're not just leaders, we're also friends in a sense. So we want to create a friendship, and we want to have a mutual respect and understanding, we're trying to help you and we want to help you in any possible way, and we're always there to help.
Okay, and what would you say?
I definitely agree with Hannah, and I think that that's what kind of creates the lasting relationships, is that we have a lot of the same experiences. We went to school with a lot of the same people, and even if we didn't, they're gonna go to the school that we went to. And I think that being able to kind of pass on advice, and we know exactly what they're going through, I think that that's really what helps us bond with them. So I completely agree.
Okay, so Hannah, speak to me about the prevailing problem right now with young people. We're talking about youth violence and those types of things coming from the same community. What are some things that kids are experiencing right now?
So I feel like right now, kids are, I don't know how to say it per se, but like a lot of young people aren't seeing like a normal job as something they want to pursue. A lot of young people are kind of, it's not enticing. So there are many other ways that a lot of young people are pursuing jobs or pursuing money, in a sense of going onto the streets, doing illegal activities. Obviously, it's not something that is the best thing for them to do, but they feel like they're at a limit where they can't do much more. So that is kind of the out that they are taking.
Okay. So do you find that, especially some racialized youth, do you find they're a bit disenfranchised? Like they're thinking, there are no job prospects for me. There is no future for me unless I get into some form of illegal activity. Is that what you're finding?
Most definitely. I feel like a lot of jobs, me, myself, looking for jobs, ask for experience. But when you're fresh out of high school and you don't have experience, it's hard to get the experience that you need. So there's a lot of times where they will go to the people that they know in their neighborhood, and they'll be able to give them a sense of, like, give them money to provide for themselves, possibly their families. And it's also more comforting to them because they know these people. These people are people that they may have grown up around, and they feel more comfortable going into maybe not the best situations with these people because these are the people that they know. While as if they were to go into the workforce, it's a completely new field. They don't know who these people are. These people may not have their best intentions at heart because they're completely strangers as the way they see it.
Okay.
I think that's the importance of having job readiness programs within our program, is that being able to give these youth experiences that they can actually use. And I think that it's really important because, like Hannah mentioned, a lot of jobs require experience, and being able to give that to them really helps them. And also, I think a really huge part is being able to see representation. Because I think that when you see someone who looks like you being a pilot or being an engineer or being something really great, it kind of opens that door for you, and it shows you that you can be that too.
That's right. Okay, and so tell us again how we can get in touch with you, how this can happen if I'm a parent interested.
So like I said before, our program website is youthtakingflight.com. If you want to find us on Instagram, is YTF Programs on Instagram. Facebook is also YTF Programs. And our Gmail, if anyone wants to send us an email, it's programs.ytf@gmail.com.
Okay, so tell me, before we finish up, what are some great lessons you've learned from being a part of this program?
I learned the importance of building connections. I think that it's such a crucial part of life as a whole, being able to build valuable connections with people and making a positive impact on their life. I think that it's really rewarding being able to see how people have been impacted by our program and how it generally made their lives better. And I think that that's something that is very valuable to me.
Okay, and what would you say?
I would say it would be being very proud of what I do, being able to say that I run a program at such a young age when I started, and being able to get excited about it, being able to get excited about educating young children is something that I'm very proud of.
Very nice. Okay, so we're going to be taking a quick break, and I'm going to be meeting Chef Owen in the kitchen, and we're going to be trying his great breakfast. So we'll be right back after this. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional, reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional, reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional, reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional, reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Are you looking for the perfect home or trying to navigate today's changing market? Whether you're buying or selling, contact Michelle Minot for real estate advice you can count on. For professional, reliable service, go to finditgta.ca or call 647-739-4663. Are you looking for the Hi, welcome back. So we're here with Chef Owen Mitchell from Oops Catering Service.
There you go.
I just want to see what you've prepared for us this morning.
Okay. First and foremost, we have the tortilla wrap. with jerk chicken omelet.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
That looks delicious.
Yes, the jerk chicken omelet is a combination of 2 eggs, jerk chicken, fine diced onions, 4 color peppers, bell peppers, tomatoes, Scotch bonnet pepper, and the relish itself. It's a compote, really. It's from pineapple.
Oh my gosh, that sounds
So
delicious.
it's stewed with onions and raisins,
Really?
cranberry, caramelized
it's
with
sweet.
onion,
Oh my
caramelized with brown sugar, deglazed with white wine.
Oh my gosh, that sounds delicious.
Yes.
And so that has a sweet flavor
It
that
has a sweet
complements
flavor.
the wrap. Okay. And next up we have?
This is just I call it a berry and yogurt cup,
Okay.
right? So I mix some plain yogurt with some strawberry yogurt.
Okay.
All right, it's amazing for breakfast. Blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries diced and mixed in,
Okay.
and also complemented by some orange juice.
Right. That's important.
Yes, it creates a balance in your meal.
That's right. And is this the same or are these different?
Both are the same. I just decided to cut it 2 different ways to present it.
Okay.
Right? And this is where it all started from.
Oh, I
So
understand.
this is a wrap and the tomatoes on the bottom. I lightly butter the tortilla wrap, and that's a jerk chicken omelet,
Okay.
right? And from there, this is the end product.
I understand. And so how long does it take to make the reduction, the pineapple glazed onions?
Once you have all your ingredients all lined up, it's a matter of just 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
it's
pretty
done.
easy. So this whole breakfast can be done in how long?
Oh, this whole breakfast can be done in like half an hour tops.
Oh, that's excellent. Okay. And these are the main ingredients here.
These are the ingredients.
That's excellent. Okay. So do I get to try? I'm so
Oh, most
excited.
definitely. Most definitely.
Okay.
I have spoons there for you.
Okay.
Fork over there.
All right. And which one do I get to try?
Up to you. Here we go.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna try
The
some
time
this.
of reckoning.
This is delicious. It's really got a sweet flavor to it. They really complement each other.
I really wanted you to get your fingers involved in it because that's a part of the whole experience.
After the show, I guarantee I will get my fingers involved. It's too good not to.
There you go.
No, but I like the way they complement each other.
Again, to God be all the glory.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so what's coming up for you?
My wife and I, we just started to get out a new brand.
Okay.
That's called Hands and Praise.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so we're coming up. We have a logo. I have a knitted cap there, toque, and yeah, it's called Hand and Praise. So we are putting it on toques, and we'll be putting it on T-shirts and all of that.
Oh,
It will
really
be all
nice. So
over.
it's like a clothing line that you're creating.
Right, and
Ah.
it's created from this old food experience.
Okay.
Wherever the Lord leads.
That's exactly right. Okay, that's excellent. And so do you have any event or anything that you're catering for coming out?
This week, no, I am. I
You're taking
think
a break for the Thanksgiving weekend,
no,
right?
not necessarily, but I think the Lord put everything into place just to make an accommodation for all of this today,
very nice.
just for you.
We're so blessed to have you
That's
on the
how good
show.
God is.
We're absolutely blessed. I'm always blessed to be around Brother Owen. Like, this is what I call him, because he's like a brother to me. But I'm always blessed to be around you, honestly. Okay, so remind us how to get in touch with you.
I'm on Facebook. because I go through Facebook over my name, Owen Mitchell, and most of my posting, that's where it's at. I have business cards to give out, you know, and call me, hook me up.
Okay, so thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching the show. You can get in touch with us at Biz and Breakfast on Instagram, Biz and Breakfast on YouTube, Biz and Breakfast on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you.
This is our family.
This is our life.